What's up, guys? We're back with the first of 4 weeks of non-stop dragon drawing. That's right, it's Smaugust again. Jack, what are you talking about? What's Smaugust? It sounds like a toxic cloud of factory waste caught in a windstorm. Maybe a poison flying type? Or is that too similar to coughing? No, sorry, it's actually neither of those things. It's actually a combination of the words Smaug, referring to the dragon that Benedict Cumberbatch did live-action motion capture for, and August. That's a month. They're like days, but longer. In short, it's another month of daily drawing challenges like Poctober or Mermay. 31 days of dragons, and it's gotta be my favorite month of the year. Dragons have always been a big part of my identity as an artist. When I was in grade school, I was pretty much known as the kid who drew dragons. Not sure how that's easier to remember than Jack, but either way, it's a subject that I really enjoy. It could be the obvious appeal of an almighty fantasy beast of fire and teeth, or maybe it's something more complex like the liberating feeling of creating a dragon with no laws of nature restricting its design. Whatever the reason, I love dragons, and this August I decided to cater to myself more than ever with my prompt list. These one-a-day monthly drawing challenges are a great way for artists to develop healthy work habits, experiment with new drawing styles, and broaden their range. Well, guess what? F that. I'm staying well within my comfort zone with this one. Look, I love art and I love to create, but coming up with strong concepts for amazing character designs can be a lot of work. I'm looking to relax, unwind, and use this month to create what I love most without the added pressure of things like formatting lore sheets or doing bad pirate accents. That doesn't mean I'm gonna half-ass this. I'm still making sure that everything I create this month will be stuff that I can be proud of, and I hope that all of you joining along with artwork of your own will do the same. But every prompt off of this list was handpicked by me, for me, and I'm making it pretty easy on myself. And of course, I wanted to make sure that these videos have content for everyone on the channel to enjoy, so like with Mermay, 4 of the prompts of this list will serve as inspiration for me to create 4 new Pokemon for Subjectively's Maza region. We needed more dragon types. Unlike the Sirens, however, these 4 Pokemon won't be legendaries. I'll elaborate more when we look at the design for Day 6's prompt, Day. Oh, and that's right now. Staying consistent with my self-indulgent theme, the prompts I picked for my Pokemon days were simple, very surface level. I didn't really have ideas for more dragon types, which is kind of shocking when I say it out loud. The day and night prompts felt like a good way to explore some of the more geographic aspects of the Pokemon region based off of Mexico, specifically the desert. You can see from my sketches that I was really just winging it with this design. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but my jumping off point was some sort of reptilian Pokemon that was adapted for the intolerable heat of the Maza region deserts during the day. I thought about doing some really extensive research into specific animals, but before I had a chance to, the sketches started to inform an idea, and I let the entire look for this design create itself as I drew. Yes, a lot of Pokemon in the Maza region that I've made so far are based off of particular animals or indigenous cultures, and that makes for some great designs. But sometimes you just end up making an air conditioner dragon, and you know what? I think it looks pretty damn cool. This feels like one of the older Pokemon from Gens 1 through 4, where they were really reaching to fill out a good 100 plus Pokedex, and couldn't be as particular with their inspirations for a design. Like Exploud or Garchomp, Rhydon or Gligar. Pokemon that are sort of a Frankensteinish amalgamation of several different ideas meshed together into a real pocket monster. What really is it? Is it supposed to be based off of some exotic lizard that can regulate the temperature of its blood by breathing in hot air and expelling cold? Is it supposed to look like a specific kaiju from some obscure 1970s movie? No. I mean, maybe it does, but that just sort of happened to be that way. And honestly, I'm glad it did. Because like Exploud, Garchomp, Rhydon, or Gligar, I think this Mon, while maybe not based off of anything real, is a strong Pokemon design, and I'm pretty freaking happy with it. Frizzard, the Freon Pokemon. During the day, deserts in the Maza region can reach temperatures of up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Some Pokemon, like Frizzard, have adapted specialized physical traits to help them cope with the heat. Frizzard is able to intake warm air through specialized nasal cavities and cool it within its body using a chemical in its blood. It then expels the supercooled air through vents in its arms. Desert-dwelling Pokemon will gather around wild Frizzard seeking respite from the oppressive heat. Day 6. Day. That's a little confusing, but we end the start of this video with the end of the start of Smaugust. Okay, that was even more confusing. Anyway, what did you guys think of this newest Mon? Wasn't expecting an ice type for the day prompt? Wasn't expecting an air conditioner to be involved at all? Yeah, I don't blame you. The last time I improvised a design like this was the 3 Reggies that I created, and you guys seem to like those, so hopefully you'll enjoy Frizzard as well. And next week, you'll meet its version-exclusive counterpart based off of the prompt Knight. But if you're still fixing for more dragons, you're in luck. Now we're going to go through the other 5 days of prompts for the first week of Smaugust. Not Pokemon, but I hope you'll all enjoy them just the same. I'll disclose in the voiceover for this first piece that unlike with Mermaid or Apoctober or even last year's Smaugust, I'm not writing a story to accompany these pieces. So my narration will just be addressing my process and why I chose each prompt for this month's challenge. Starting with fire. Aside from the hypnotic nature of fire and the fact that all humans are really drawn to it, the actual process of rendering fire is something that I love to do with my art. Like with drawing dragons, there's really no right or wrong way to make something look ablaze. You could use hard geometric shapes or loose gestural brushstrokes. You could go for the classic yellow and red palette or shake it up and make some blue or green flames. People can recognize fire almost immediately, and that freedom the subject gives artists is what I really love about it. Personally, I love to capture it in a more geometric, Mario Hoops 3-on-3 kind of way. To give form to something that is constantly changing shape, it's just really satisfying to do. And yellow to pink is like my absolute favorite spectrum of hue, so of course I worked that into the dragon as well. The brush I used for this entire piece was the round brush that I edited to have a bit of a taper. The variation in brush width and opacity makes for some great gestural shapes. As for the avian-like appearance of this dragon, I'm not really sure why I went for that look. Maybe I just had Firebird in my head? But like with the Pokemon design, I really just improvised each of these pieces, and that's a lot of fun. Oh, and one final thing for all of these dragons. My Twitch chat helped me name each and every one of them. This first guy is named Scotch. Day 2's prompt was Cosmic. All my League of Legends homies already know where this one is going. Yes, this prompt was chosen as a tribute to one of my all-time favorite dragons, and just one of my favorite character designs overall. Aurelian Sol. An ancient dragon god of the stars who created the universe and is not shy about reminding people. Personality aside though, I just love the concept behind his visual design, and I have been obsessed with the idea of a dragon made out of pure stardust ever since. My dragon was pretty similar physically, but I didn't want to just draw a Sol again. I made this one bulkier and a little more enigmatic by covering up the head with a strange-looking helmet mask. I really wanted it to feel floaty, weightless, and unbound, but also have some bulk to imply immense potential power. The real fun came with coloring. I actually used different brushes for this, still mostly the round brush, but Procreate also has some really useful stock brushes for painting a starry sky, Glimmer and Nebula. You can find them under the Luminance tab. I also geared up this dragon with some pearl and gold armor, and unintentionally replicated the brand of the Solari, another piece of League of Legends lore. Sometimes at night, when I'm trying to fall asleep, I imagine myself to be a cosmic dragon, drifting through space and bending the fabrics of reality to my whim. It's surprisingly relaxing. I highly recommend it. Way better than counting sheep. Oh, and Twitch chat decided to name this one Amora, but Regina was a close runner-up. It doesn't get more self-indulgent for me than gold. All of my friends know that if something is golden, I'm guaranteed to like it more than if it was, well, anything but. Day 3's prompt catered to my love for gold, insert Austin Powers reference, and my love for rendering the metal. It was one of the first real-life textures that I actually taught myself to paint. I had a lot of characters that were either made of gold or wore golden attire, so I wanted to be able to capture that metallic property convincingly. I got pretty good at it, but to this day I still use references because even when you understand the subject, applying it to something as complex as a dragon can be really tricky. My design for this guy was inspired by Mesoamerican, West Asian, and South American cultures, and I wanted to look something like a living statue. At one moment, it perches atop an ancient temple, unmoving and imposing, and then the next second it hops down and asks you for some of your trail mix. This was all just the round brush again, and it was a lot of fun making the entire thing gold. Most of the time I limit myself to just a few gold accents or 1 or 2 pieces of gold armor. Nope. This bad boy was all of the good stuff, with a few color accents. Super self-indulgent. This is Tony, by the way. Tony Goldmember. Day 4's prompt was plague. Jack, what? You like plagues so much that you put them on your super self-indulgent prompt list? Kinda tasteless, isn't it? Okay, I hear you, but my interest is not in the deadly diseases themselves. I just really like those awesome 14th century masks that doctors used to wear and stuff with potpourri because they thought good smells repelled the sickness and that if they looked like crows, death would ignore them. I wanted this little guy to look like he was wearing one of those masks, so I gave him an elongated, beak-like snout and pale-colored bone complexion. The long hair, I don't know, it just seemed fitting. Maybe it felt a little bit more human, but in an uncomfortable, dirty way. And of course, I wanted the body to feel very rat-like, with a long, naked tail and sharp little toes. This one actually took me only a little more than an hour to finish. Unlike the previous 3, there was a lot less surface area to cover in terms of rendering, and the idea itself came to me pretty quickly. Just about 2 superfan cut episodes of The Office worth of rendering time. That said, it might be my favorite so far. I'm really happy with how simple I kept it while still making it interesting and unique. His name is Samson. And for the final dragon of this video, we look at Day 5, the prompt for which was Prehistoric. Yes, dinosaurs are tied with dragons in regards to my first love of drawing. I've been doodling dinos since I was 5, and my interest in the subject took me so far as to almost consider becoming a professional paleontologist, until I realized that I had to be good at math. Instead, I've continued to express my love for the terrible lizards through my artwork, and yes, prehistoric doesn't inherently mean dinosaurs. There are millions of other prehistoric species that lived long before and after their time, but this is Self-Indulgent Month, and I wanted to draw the most colorful, scientifically inaccurate T-Rex dragon that looked more like a Monster Hunter boss than a real dinosaur. I had in my head that Discovery Channel mockumentary about the natural history of dragons, you know, the one that convinced me and probably thousands of other kids that real scientists had really discovered a real dragon frozen in real ice. Anyway, part of that film was a segment on prehistoric dragons, and it was actually pretty cool how they broke down fictional animals into something that could feasibly exist in real life, kinda. But for me, I just love the shapes of the chonky, poorly drawn theropods decorated with unnecessary spikes and colored like a 2000s Pokemon ripoff anime character. Speaking of, anyone remember Dinosaur King? That was crazy. Oh, and chat named this lovely lady Dolores. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. This has been an amazing first week of Smaugust, and I can't wait to keep it going. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of these guys, and if you liked the Fakeamon. There's plenty more where that came from, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out our other videos. Oh, and if you want to follow along with your own Smaugust illustrations, be sure to join our Discord. We have a channel designated exclusively to dragon drawing, and you can share work you really like in the Fan Art Friday channel for a chance for it to be featured in the next Fan Art Friday video. Alright, peace you guys, happy Smaugust, and I'll see you all in the next video.